Hello. Oh my gosh, I'm not at home today. I'm actually at school. I'm starting to take a evening painting class at ACAD, or AWARTS, the place that I got my bachelor's. So I'm here before my painting class starts in like an hour. Please excuse if there's a bit of background noise or anything like that, or if I'm speaking a little quietly, but yeah, I just wanted to get some time in to do this review. Oh my gosh, and my photo booth has been doing something weird. It like disconnects every now and then, but yes, I missed last week, as you guys may or may not have noticed, all 20 of you or whatever. So yeah, I was away, I was traveling, but now I'm back, and I did a bit more listening to the Japanese with Masa Sensei podcast, and I'm ready to review. So let's get into it. I'm gonna try and make this quick because, like I said, I'm in public, and I'm just pretending like I'm on a Zoom call right now, so this is what this is. So this is episode 25. Okay, I don't know why it keeps doing this. Should I just like hit record and then maybe it'll... Oh my gosh. Wait. Oh no. Sorry. Let's try this. I don't actually need this. I just want it to not disconnect. Okay. Yes, so what kind and some adverbs is this one. So what kind is donna, and how is do. So donna is like, if you want to say like what kind of person, it's like donna hito is person, which we know, or like donna, I think I have a example here. So donna tabemono ga suki desu ka? Tabemono is food. So donna tabemono is what kind of food. Ga suki desu ka is do you like. So what kind of food do you like? So that's donna. Do desu ka? Like if you ask how somebody is, you would say do desu ka. So do is how. And then we have a little, which is skoshi. And then very, which is totemo. Totemo is very. And then amari. Amari is not much. Amari actually means like much, or like, you know, the word itself doesn't mean not much, but it's only used in negative sentences typically, I think. I watched a video on this and they explained how it works. I think there's like a few instances of like when it can be used with a positive sentence, but generally amari has a negative undertone. So if you want to see like so I have a example here. So amai mono is sweet food, sweets. Amai mono ga amari suki janai. Amai mono ga amari suki janai. So I don't like sweets very much. And much is the amari there. And then suki janai is don't like. So paired with the amari, it creates I don't really like. Okay, and then we did this one. And then a few more. I have them as nouns. Red is for nouns, but these are more like adjectives, right? So spicy is karai. Karai. Sweet, like I said, is amai. And salty is shio karai. So shio is salt. So, and then karai is spicy, I guess. So shio karai, that's kind of makes sense. But then when I was Googling it, apparently, if you're saying something is salty, like you're doing more of like a reaction to something that you're eating, or you're just saying it in more of like a casual way, you wouldn't say shio karai, you would say shoppai. So I guess that's just a little alternative. Okay, and then moving on, we have some interrogative words. So this is episode 26 and 7. So nani, I think we've talked about this before. That means what. And doko is where. Dochira is where politely. I feel like we've gone over this. Dare is who. Donata is who politely, which I don't think I knew. Donata. And then dore is which. We talked about this before. Dore is which when there's more than 2 things, so 3 or more. And then dochi is if you're deciding between 2 things. And then dono plus noun is which, if you want to be specific. So if you're talking about like dono kohi ga suki desu ka, which coffee do you like? And then when is itsu. And then dono gurai. So this is a really useful word. I had learned this before. So dono gurai means like how much, how long, how big, how small. You know, it's like how, whatever measurement you want to do, other than price, which is ikura. So how much for price, you would use ikura, not dono gurai. And then another verb here, just to add to our vocab, is kakarimasu. Kakarimasu means to take time. Okay, and then she talked about a little bit wa versus ga. Sorry, I'm just adjusting. Wa versus ga in the context of interrogative sentences and like questions. So I understood it well when she explained it in the podcast, but when I was writing it down, it made like less and less sense. I had watched, a few different videos of wa versus ga and like heard a bunch of different explanations, and to this day, like I'm not 100% sure what like how to use it correctly. It's more of just like a vibe thing. Like the more vocabulary you learn, the more sentences you hear and stuff, you kind of just know how to use the words. Sorry, my throat is like getting fucked up because of my posture. So anyways, 1 second. Okay, so an example of a wa sentence. What do we have here? Gakko wa doko desu ka? Gakko wa doko desu ka? So that's kind of like, it's saying where is the school? School is the topic. Where is it? And then a ga sentence of that would be, a ga version of that sentence would be, doko ga anata no gakko desu ka? Doko ga anata no gakko desu ka? So I added in the anata no in front of gakko, so like specifically your school. And then doko comes first. So wa sentence marks gakko as the topic that is already known to the speaker. I'm confusing myself here. Ga sentence emphasizes where. Doko. Ga emphasizes the word before it. Yeah, so I watched a video that said that a wa sentence will emphasize what comes after it. A ga sentence will emphasize what comes before it. So if you say doko ga gakko desu ka? You're asking like, where is the school? Does that make any fucking sense? I don't know. Yeah, I forget what other examples she used in the thing. Let me see. Wa versus ga for questions, sentences, Japanese. Okay. Top post, Reddit. Here's a great explanation as to the difference between manga. So, back to 80/20 Japanese. This was a thing that I looked at the article that explains sentence structure. So, seems like a good resource. So, wa defines the topic. Difference between wa. Okay, I feel like this is me biting off more than I can chew right now because I don't have too much time. So God tells us the subject of the verb, that is who or what performs the action. Fuck. So what is so special about wa? The kako joshi, or case marking particles, are simple in terms of their function. They tell us how the word or phrase before them relates directly to the action described by the verb. Okay, so o is the object, to what the action is done. Ni tells us the destination of an action involving movement, or it tells us the location where something is. Okay, because arimasu and imasu are technically verbs, to exist. De told us the location of where the action takes place. Okay, makes sense. In other cases, de tells us the means by which an action is performed. Okay, we know that. So God tells us the subject of the verb, so it's related to the action. Wa marks the topic of the sentence. It tells us what we're talking about. Okay. So wa does not directly relate to the action in any specific way. Instead, it tells us information about the sentence. Okay, that makes sense. So that makes sense in terms of like a lot of sentences that you're talking about yourself. You would say like watashi wa blah 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 blah. But you can usually drop that if the context is understood that you are talking about yourself. So the reason why hanga are so easily confused is because in a lot of cases, the sentence is talking about the person performing the action, so the topic and the subject are the same person. Okay. So, Taro bought a book. Here, the person who bought the book is Taro, so Taro is the subject of the verb bought. Okay? At the same time, the sentence as a whole is talking about Taro, so in Japanese, the topic of the sentence would also be Taro. As such, we could either use wa or ga. So, Taro ga hon o kaimashita. Or, Taro wa hon o kaimashita. I feel like the ga sentence sounds better. Okay, anyways. Both of these sentences describe the exact same activity and are both 100% grammatically correct. However, they are quite different. To understand the difference, you will need to understand the true purpose of wa. So wa defines the topic, can be used in place of or together with other particles as well as independently to define the word or phrase before it as the topic of the sentence or clause. Okay. So wa clarifies context. The true purpose of wa is to clarify the context within which the rest of the actions described in a sentence take place. Okay. Context bubble. Okay, yes. Oops, sorry guys. Let me just turn that off. Okay. I feel like this needs, its own time. Maybe I'm just getting a little bit ahead of myself, but yeah, it's not an easy thing to explain. It's not something that I fully understand yet. just I feel like in general when it comes to questions, the emphasis, so wa puts emphasis, or sorry, I don't know if this is true. This is like what I heard from one video, but wa feels much more like a statement kind of thing, whereas ga kind of emphasizes what comes before it and also says, I don't know, it doesn't really make sense with my example here, but like the article was saying, it gives us the subject of who or what. How did he word this? Okay, God tells us who or what performs the action. Okay, so we'll stop there for the wa and the gas because, yeah, that needs more study on my end, I think, to really figure this out because I'm confusing myself. And, yeah, like I said, we're trying to be quick here. So, an exception that was noted in this one is that itsu doesn't need ga after. So, some examples. Dono gurai. Oh, okay, this is examples for dono gurai, but like, if you want to use itsu, example is like, itsu tabemashita ka? Is like, when did you eat? You wouldn't say, itsu ga tabemashita ka? The ga is not necessary. Oh, my throat. Okay, so some dono gurai examples. Dono gurai kakarimashita, which is kakarimashita is to take time. It's a verb. So dono gurai kakarimashita is how long did it take? Dono gurai ookii desu ka? Dono gurai ookii desu ka is how much big is it? So how big is it? Dono gurai kaimasu ka? Kaimasu is to buy something. So dono gurai kaimasu ka is how much did you buy? Versus ikura, like we talked about, is how much was it? So that's specific to price. Okay, moving on. So have, like, dislike, need, and is. There is something exists. So to say something exists, they're verbs. So for non-living things, non-animated things, inanimate objects, you would use arimasu. So for example, kuruma ga arimasu. There is a car, or I have a car. If you want to use, describe something existing as a living thing, you would say imasu instead of arimasu. Imasu is for animate objects. So if you want to say, I have a boyfriend, you would say, kareshi ga imasu. Boyfriend is kareshi, ga imasu is exists, I have it. Okay, and then some more vocab. Wakarimasu is understand, and then hoshi is want. I don't know if hoshi counts as like a verb or not, but it's like, you would say like, biru ga hoshi. That's I want beer. So yeah, we're still learning about that. Need is irimasu. So want, hoshi, irimasu is need. I was looking into a bit of this. There's like a few words to describe like that you need something, or there's other words that mean more of like something is a necessity. But this is just the word that she used in the episode. So irimasu. And then some more vocab. Jozu is to be good at something. So you could say like, I'm forgetting the word for art, or like drawing, but I'll just use the example that I put, that she used. Tennisu ga jouzu desu. watashi wa tennisu ga jouzu desu. I am good at tennis. And then to be bad at something is heta. So I did, at the bottom here, ryori, which is cooking. Ryori ga, oh shit, okay, no, I did ryori ga jouzu desu. So that's I'm good at cooking, or you could say ryori ga heta desu. So heta is I'm bad at it. If you want to be crass, if you want to be casual, you could say hetakuso. Kuso is like shit. So I'm shit at something. Ryori ga hetakuso desu. Okay. And then suki is like, we know that. Kirai is dislike or hate. It's kind of like a strong thing. I feel like suki janai is like don't like. Kirai is a little bit stronger. And then we have some examples. Okane ga irimasu. So irimasu is to me. So okane ga irimasu, I need money. Okane is money. Okane ga hoshii. Okane ga hoshii. So that's I want money. Kazoku ga imasu. Kazoku is family. Ga imasu is I have, I exist, they exist, I have a family. Okane ga arimasu. Okane ga arimasu. I have money. Money exists for me. And then neko ga suki desu. Neko ga suki desu. Cats ga I like them. I like cats. Okay, great. Okay, last one. This is just a bit more vocab. My computer is like so hot. I hope it's okay. I feel it's the combination of like me recording this video, but also screen recording my screen. So anyways, we'll wrap this up quick. Okay, so vocab. Fever is netsu, which is kind of like achu, you know, you're sneezing, you have a fever, netsu. Illness is byoki. Byoki is illness or disease or whatever. Itai is pain, or to say something is painful or it hurts, or it's like a reaction word as well. Like if somebody gets hurt, then they say itai. Or you could use it to describe, like if you have a stomach ache. I think I have stomach here, yeah. So stomach is onaka. You could say onaka ga itai if you want to say my stomach hurts. And then atama is head, me is eye, mimi is ear. Wait, is it meme or me? I think it's just me. Mimi is ear, I think. Koibito is lovers. So koi is love. Bito is people, kind of, I think. I know that hitobito is people. So koibito is lovers. Kazuko's family. Inu is dog. Neko is cat. Kareshi is boyfriend. Kare is like he. Kanojo is girlfriend. Kanojo. I don't think kano is girl, or like her. Yeah. Kanojo. Yeah. But that's it. That's all for this week. Yeah, all of this stuff I literally studied yesterday. It was a busy week. It was another busy week for me. I didn't think I was going to do a review this week, but here I am. I'm doing it. And my class is going to begin in... I have like 45 minutes, but I have other shit that I gotta work on, so... Yeah. There we go. Thank you for listening. I hope this was helpful. And, yeah. More later. I'm still watching Terrace House, right? And I'm thinking about, like, how I can you know, I'm gonna continue studying and like listening to the podcast and like Googling shit. And like I've been watching a lot of like Japanese learning YouTube videos and stuff like that. And so that's good. And it's like, you know, becoming a hobby of mine to learn. And so that's good, right? But I'm thinking like, if I like really want this language to stick, you know, I feel like I need to be using it every day and like challenging myself to think in the language and stuff like that. And how to put myself in those kinds of situations, I'm still not clear on. I know there's like, I don't know, I could get like a tutor, or I could find, it would be great to find like communities or something, or like, you know, Japanese language immersion or learning communities that I could be a part of or something like that. But like, I do know that like studying by myself this way will only get me so far. I need to be in the moment and be challenged to think in Japanese and try to like put sentences together in my head and respond to people and be responded to. And so, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking about lately. And yeah, we'll keep you guys updated. And I'll just keep studying like this, you know, until I figure out what to do next, I guess. So, yes. That is all, and I will talk to you guys next week. Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you. No. Okay, bye.